Welcome to Touring Oklahoma Part 5. Now, I already filmed Part 5, but the video didn't work out, had some problems with it in editing, so I did explore part of Oklahoma. Well, there's still a section of Oklahoma that we haven't been to yet, and that is out in the east. I just signed up for a delivery going there, and I will explain that. So, this is the same truck as in the previous two Oklahoma episodes. This is the same Freightshaker Cascadia. I just gave it a new livery. Yeah, it was white for the last two episodes, so now we got us a fresh paint job. Let's get some fuel here, because we are pretty low, and then we're going to head out, and I found an interesting delivery. So we are going from here. I'll just show you. Well, I'll show you when we get it, because I got to pull up the map. I'm going to modify our route a bit to hit some scenic places. So we are transporting, I believe it's silane, some kind of flammable chemical I've actually not heard of. So I thought that'd be interesting. I saw the trailer and I was like, what the heck is that? Well, I don't know, but we're going to pick it up from the plant here and haul it down to Idabel. And we're going to take a way down there that we haven't been. It's going to take us past possibly the last sites of Oklahoma and viewpoints. And then from there, we're going someplace completely new and we're going to take an adventure from there. But first, let's see where we're going here. Yep, so same Freightshaker Cascadia. So trailer is about 9 miles away. So let's go get our trailer and let's hit the road. Yeah, I filmed episode 5. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. So it was just, there wasn't anything terribly interesting. I actually made a couple of mistakes in that video. I passed the turn. As it happens, I passed the turn and then had to do about 90-something miles to get back on the route. So after that and a couple other things, I was like, you know, this video is just not, yeah. So that's okay. We're doing this today, and then I want to go on a little adventure out west. There's some places I want to see. Speaking of places I want to see, now they announced Kansas as the next state some time ago. Well, now they've already announced Arkansas as the next state after that. So having announced 2 states, that tells me that, well, the Oklahoma event ends at the end of this month, and that will have made it 2 months Oklahoma's been out, and as they've already been teasing Kansas for like, it will have been a month, I'm guessing Kansas is going to come out, yeah, beginning of October. So that'll be fun to see. There are lots of things in Kansas. Sorry there, I had to clear my throat. There are lots of places in Kansas I'd really like to see. Some people may think of Kansas as boring, and I used to think of Kansas as boring as well, but I've traveled through it enough times. There is a lot of interesting stuff there I would like to see. For instance, and I may have mentioned this in a previous video, the largest truck stop I've ever seen. I think I had mentioned that. Then there's military bases. There's I know there's an Air Force base in Wichita. I don't know, there's some interesting stuff. And apparently, according to one of the teasers they provided, one of the largest silos in the world is in a town I can't recall the name of. I don't know, there should be some interesting stuff to see in Kansas. But before that, I want to head on some adventures to some places that I haven't seen yet in the game that I'd like to visit and, yeah, see the sights in. Today, of course, yeah, we're going through Oklahoma and some places we haven't been, and our Cascadia. I love this truck. Sorry, I kind of slowed down there. I thought I saw the lights blinking. Yeah, this truck is, I don't know, it feels good, and that's why I'm driving again, and I was like, you know, this is the 3rd video in a row where I'm driving this truck, so let's change up the color. So up here is our trailer. Oops. Yeah, silane, never heard of it. Some kind of flammable thing, and it's a kind of trailer I've never seen either. But maybe when I see it, it'll make sense. It's an interesting intersection. Alright, so here's where we're picking it up. Open sesame. Alright, and let's get an exterior view here so I can see where the trailer's at. It's an odd looking trailer. Or it looked like it in the small picture anyway. It looked like an odd trailer. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it doesn't look like a chemical trailer that I've seen before. has 4 long skinny tanks. Never seen that. Alright. So let's get this. And it's short. Short little long trailer. Well, and I don't think this is the kind of trailer that you can buy either. I don't know. I've done my share of trailer shopping. I don't recall seeing a trailer like this. I don't recall seeing a trailer like this on the road either. So, let's get this attached. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Yeah, it says Silane there on the side. That is interesting. Oh, no, it's got 6 tanks. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. When I saw it in the delivery thing, I thought it was metal beams, and then I saw that it was a flammable chemical. Can we cut this? Yes, we can. So I think our truck looks snazzy, and our little kind of, what color is that? Like aquamarine. And let's see which way we're going. Okay, kind of back the way we came, it looks like. And, oh yes, I'm going to modify our route just a little bit and show you where we're going. So it wants us going down 375 here, down 75 here, but, oh darn it, this is where, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to use the mouse left-handed because I have my console buttons on for the truck where my mouse usually is. All right, see, over here we have a picture place, another picture place, another picture place, a viewpoint. See, that's a road that, this is one of the roads that generally the game won't take you on. You know, you got to kind of navigate there on your own. So if we do that, yep, it just swaps our route over there. So I'll try to catch that stuff on the way there. So that's as simple as clicking one button to alter our route. Just take a different road. It's, you kind of got to make those routes yourself because the GPS will always choose the most traveled roads. But if you only travel the most traveled roads, you're only going to travel on the major interstates for the most part. And that's one thing I kind of want to do. Following this will be the last part of Oklahoma because it's kind of the last bit that we haven't explored. Following this, there's a place in the game that I have not been to much. I'd like to explore more in the same spirit as what we're doing here, and that would be Washington. Well, and it's probably the same for a lot of people. If you think about it, Washington is obviously in the northwesternmost state, so you're never, or rarely, are you going to run deliveries through it, am I right? It's always the destination. It's never on the way to somewhere else. So I've only been there a few times. I've never toured around it. So, and I know there's got to be beautiful scenery and interesting things to see up in Washington. And fun fact, Washington is a state I've never been to in real life. Nope, I have not been that far northwest. Farthest northwest I've been is far northern California. So I think there should be interesting stuff to see up there. So that's where we're headed. What is our speed limit? I am speeding. And yeah, on this truck I was driving, the last truck I was driving was a Kenworth. On this one, the navigation screen is a wee bit smaller. What time is it? Yeah, we should have our lights on. Oh, didn't even have our parking lights on. There we go. I all got in the right lane to turn, and the right lane ends right before the turn. Alright, so we're full on fuel and just freshly rested right before this, so. And driving this truck, I say it every time, but it's true, it is such joy to drive this truck. I think it's because it could have something to do with the wheelbase. One thing I noticed when I started driving this Cascadia is pulling it up to stop signs or stop lights. Well, either, actually. Let's get in this lane over here because that lane probably ends. Yeah. I'm going to pull up here so I can pull up the camera. One thing I noticed pulling up to stop signs in this truck, the wheelbase is a tad bit shorter. I'm used to lining up the front wheels on longer Freightliners or Kenworths, and the front wheels are about one wheel space longer on those trucks. Now, a longer wheelbase should make a truck smoother to drive, or at least more stable, but maybe this one being shorter just makes it more responsive, which it would. And maybe that's what gives it the smooth feel that it has. It's just having about one wheel width shorter wheelbase. Well, actually more than that because the cab is not as long either. Our other Freightliner has an 86-inch cab, yeah, and so does the Kenworth. I have a trailer just like that. I don't know where it's at. One of my trucks has it, I think. Volvo. I've been meaning to get a Volvo VNL. Still haven't driven one, and they're spiffy looking trucks. I usually drive trucks that I see in real life, and where we live, can't say I see a lot of Volvos, so I don't often give it much thought. Boy, it is hard to see the speed limit on this. Okay. So up we go. We got 390 miles. Yeah, it was only 300 miles. Oh, is there an accident up here? There might be. It was only 300 miles the other way until I lengthened it. I added about 90 miles to our trip. Oh, we got two cops for a roadside stop. Anyway, enough getting distracted by roadside attractions. So this is going to take us on to, okay, towards Oklahoma City. So resume our cruise control, what I have it set at. There we go. Yeah, that is the thing about this truck. The readouts are a little bit harder to read. Oklahoma City, 75. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Just looking at the horizon, and I was thinking, well, this is the western Midwest for you. Out in the prairie, there's not a whole lot on the horizon out here. But heading up to Washington, and I want to take interesting roads on the way there. So that will be the next episode of American Truck Simulator, is we'll be picking up. I'm just kind of already thinking ahead, already planning the next one, but we got a long drive for me to think about this. So we'll pick up, the next episode will start in Idabel, and we'll be finding, I want to go northwest up through Washington, but I want to find interesting ways up there. I don't want to just take the freeways up there. I want to find interesting roads I haven't taken. May as well. You know, if you're going to drive a truck and see the sights, then see the sights, I figure. There's some oil derricks over there. Oops. Trying to look at the sights and keep my truck on the road. So, and that'll be pretty much interesting all the way because actually we might go, I think the best way to do it would be kind of go southwesty from Idabel into Texas and then west through some interesting parts of Texas and then head northwest. Because if we just go northwest from Idabel, we're just going to be backtracking right over where we went. So, yeah. The beautiful part about a road trip is there's no sense in taking shortcuts because, you know, well, this is the fun part, of course. I like driving long distances and not having to worry about how long it takes. The last time I drove across America, it was not all the way across. It was just from Kentucky, about 1,300 miles west into Colorado. And still, so that's a 2-day drive. But I spent 4 days. I figured, hey, I'm not on a schedule. You know, why push myself driving 12 hours a day? So I spent 4 days. And when I got tired, I just pulled over at a rest stop, camped out in the back of my truck, and yeah, it was fun. Now, are we staying on this, or should I have gotten off there? See, I think I should have gotten off there. It was not very clear on the... Yeah, that's a bummer when that happens. It was not very clear on the GPS. Well, not until I got right to it. That's okay. We're going to take a little roundabout through OK City, I guess. Doesn't look like it changes our route. It's really too bad when that happens. How much of a... Oh, it looks like we're turning around up here. Yeah, that's really too bad. When both the road and the exit both curve in the same direction, and especially when your GPS screen is this small. Oh, great. And now this is kind of ambiguous as well. But I'm going to take this one to the left. Looks like where we're supposed to go. think we're going to want to be, well, I don't know. Let's get over here just because. 50 miles an hour. Yeah, there wasn't a case of me just talking and spacing it out. I couldn't tell. That's okay. It's a little bit out of the way. And then we're turning around up here. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like we're just getting off at this exit. Yeah. I kind of like this truck because I said this before. I like the fact that you have to turn to see the mirrors. It makes driving this truck more immersive. That stop sign kind of snuck up on me there. All right, now here we flip back around and undo the little stake there. Please turn green. Please turn green. Green, yay. All right. Well, at least it wasn't like in the last Oklahoma. Yeah, it was the last Oklahoma video, the one that did not air. That different kind of mistake, but that cost me 90-something miles. The detour for it actually took me all the way into Texas. I think that was. It was regrettable, but I think I've had longer ones even than that. Okay, and this time let's get this right. Well, yeah, up here it looks like, now this is where it split off to the left. Well, regardless, so let's see, it is 8:24 p.m. Once it starts getting dark, well, I'll give it a minute and we'll pull over and rest until the sun comes up so that we're driving in the day. Okay, Tulsa, Wichita. Just like in real life, it can be so hard to tell which of these exits, especially here. I'm going to make sure that we take the right one because, yeah, I do not want to go through that again. I've done that. There's an interchange up in Washington where I've done this before. All right, so it looks like we're taking a left exit. See, that's the thing. See, it goes off to the right, so I might have. Up here, it might look like you have to stick with the right, but see up here, I have to take a left exit to go right. I'm glad I pulled this up. Yeah, there's no way you could tell that. Not from down here. See, down here from this view. Yeah, you'd never guess that you got to go this way. See, that is some serious chicanery right there. Yeah, had I not done that, had I not looked that up, we could have missed the turn again. That would have been, yeah, well, there we go. Just like real world driving. And now we're on track to, well, out of the city and on track to where we're going, Idabel. See, well, I'll try to keep an eye out for the points of interest. If I don't see him, then I guess I don't see him. I don't like pulling the map up too much in videos. I like to keep it on the road. now we're just under 300 miles. I need to look more. Well, you know, one thing that could prevent what happened back there is, well, knowing the roads helps. Or if, you know, before you leave on a trip, and I should be doing this, before you leave on a trip, yeah, just kind of have a glance, and I forget to do this, just have a glance at the roads that you'll be taking and the towns you'll be going through. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. If I'm going someplace, yeah, that's what you should do. Because if I'm confused about the exit, that is the obvious choice. If you're confused about which exit to take the one with the correct road in the town you're looking for. Had I looked beforehand, I probably would have known that I was supposed to exit on that one. I do plan to, at some point, I think it'd be cool to do some serious planned trips in this game. Perhaps, I thought it might be cool to just like not use the GPS at all, but use like a road atlas, like a paper, you know, road atlas. I mean, the exits are the same, the major roads are all the same, you know, should work. Be kind of cool, like the old days before we had GPS. That guy's cruising past me, isn't he? I had to double check my speed, make sure that I'm going the right speed. That is a pretty hill over there, just random thought. I don't know. I guess we've been seeing so much flat. It's cool to see some trees and hills. Yeah, you can tell we're kind of going south here. Well, we should be going south, and this looks like we're headed south. Yeah. There's parts of kind of southeastern Texas that look like this. It's really beautiful to drive through. Whoa. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of places that look kind of like this, but I mean, in this part of the United States, it's just cool when you can look down and you can see like the tops of all the trees in the valley below you and stuff like that. In particular, it may seem kind of odd, but in particular, deciduous trees, because where I live, it's very common, to have mountain roads and look down and see pine trees. That's about the most common thing in the world in the mountains. But to look down and see deciduous trees, that means you are in some place, well, yeah, with huge, huge hills and not mountain weather. If you, yeah, get what my meaning. I don't see a lot of rolling hills. Well, that's not true. I live in a place that's pretty hilly with these kind of trees, I suppose. But there's no not on the freeways here. The freeways, it's kind of deserty. Looks like we're gonna want to make a move and pass this truck. Is he the one that flew by us earlier? I don't know, but either way, wow, he's going. If they're going slower than me, they're going slow. Yeah, isn't that always how it works? You get in the other lane to pass, and then, yeah, he pulls away. What's that sign say? Nothing important, I don't think. Oh, here's a cool. There's another big river. I saw that river we passed while I was talking. That was cool. There was like a little marina down there and boats and stuff. Don't think I've been through here yet. We might be into the part now where I've not been. And see if I can hop behind this car here. I might need the right lane. Yeah, or looks like I'm gonna. Yeah. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't keep going straight. Right was the only option. You know, I think we can make it there. And once we... Yeah, I may not have to rest. Well, I wanted to, you know, drive as much as I can in the daylight. Well... Oh, you know what? I was looking at the wrong clock. Oh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong clock. I do that sometimes. I look down there, and I was thinking, how is it still light? It's 8:30 p.m. No, it says that ETA is 8:30 p.m. That's just... I've done that sometimes. The two clocks are right beside each other at the bottom of my screen. Yeah, the two clocks are side by side, and that's why I turned my lights on earlier, because I thought it was like 8 p.m. And I was wondering, how is it still 8:30, A, and B, how is it not dark yet? Well... Alrighty then, that answers those two questions and may help clear up. So 171 miles to Idabel may help clear up some confusion as to why I was saying weird things. So yeah, we can definitely make it there in the daylight. So safe to say we haven't been on any of these roads. Wait, another river? Man, how many rivers are there in Oklahoma? Well, you know what? We were probably crossing back over one that we've already crossed, to be fair. Oh, hang on. There is a picture here, I believe. I think there's a picture here because it looked like I crossed one of my waypoints. Well, I only set one, but I set it at a photo place. Oh, that is a nice view. Yes. A dam. Let's see. Oh, that guy is totally photobombing my angle here. Alright, so that was a little photo trophy thing there. And then we'll have to keep my eyes open because that was, yeah, it was way over there, so it wasn't on my GPS map. Hopefully the next one is. And there was 3 photos. There was 3 photos and 1 viewpoint that you pull over for. And in the video that didn't air, I ended up deleting the footage because I couldn't pull anything good out of it. I hit a viewpoint and it marked me down as 8 out of 10, I believe. So there's one somewhere in the state, but I looked around and couldn't find it. But so this one up here that hopefully you'll see is 9 out of 10. And then somewhere in Oklahoma there's another one. Whoa, that car came out of nowhere. I thought I looked both ways. So I'll try to keep my eyes peeled here and for viewpoint. 146 miles. And that's exactly how much we have left in our delivery. Oh, we have a little crop duster plane up there, I guess. Well, but I don't see any fields, but there was a biplane up there. Oh, there's another photo thing up here. So that'll make 2 of them. Well, 2 on this route, of which I saw 3. So I've had my lights, yeah, I've had my lights on the whole time, and as it turns out, now is when I'm going to be turning them on. I mean, it's no big deal, but it's kind of easier to see the map when it's not in dark mode, I guess. I guess it depends. Wow, he's taking his turn slow. They do that. They take the turn slow. If you see a truck taking a turn, get in the other lane, which makes, and in here it makes traversing curvy mountain roads difficult when there are only 2 lanes. The 2-lane curvy mountain roads, it makes them difficult because they speed up, so you can't get around them. I mean, driving an 18-wheeler on a curvy road, you can't get past them, and they slow down so much for the turns. They slow down to like 40 miles an hour on some of the turns, and you're like, man, I got to get past this guy. But by the time you build up the steam to get past him, he speeds up, and then you have the other problem with passing in a semi is that, yeah, is there a car coming the other way? Luckily, here we have, as is common in hilly regions, obviously, we have 2 lanes going up. Ooh, got a tight turn here. A lot of elevation changes that I wasn't aware existed. Well, I guess there's, I guess east of here we have Arkansas. It's got mountains in it. Yeah, I guess so. I never think of, when I think of Oklahoma, I don't necessarily think of foothills. Oh, I said I saw a camera on the map. Did we pass it, or was this the one I saw? I probably passed it. That's okay. There's one up here regardless. If I don't get every point of interest, it's no big deal. I'm sure I'll be back through here at some point. And if I do miss something, it gives me an excuse to come back through. I like seeing the sights in the game. I mean, yeah. So, or is this a, hang on a second, I'm pulling over because, oh, new passage. Well, ain't that just nifty? Hang on a second. Well, I pulled over because it looks like a camera thing, right? But then I pulled over because I thought, well, maybe it's a point of view. Let's see, and let's actually just check the map. As long as I have it paused. These zoom levels are infuriating. Yeah, it's just a camera icon. It's not a viewpoint. Oh, and I'm glad I saw that. We're going to go onto a little side road here, 259A. Yeah, so glad I saw that. So we're going to take a fun little back road. See, this is one of those roads that it would probably never send you on unless you have to go to that Faraday place. There's no way you're ever going on that road. Well, we'll get to see that road. So glad I pulled that up. Let's put a waypoint here so that I won't miss the viewpoint. So we have waypoints on each of those. Excellent. All right. Let's see what it is we're supposed to be taking a picture of. And yeah, we have a passage here. I'll have a look at it, but if it's like that one in Colorado, I'm not sure I'm going to want to take an 18-wheeler on it. Well, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Let's be adventurous. What are we taking a picture of? Three Sticks Monument. Wonder what the significance is. Well, let's take a picture of it and move on. All right, let's see what this passage is, and hopefully, whatever it is, we can get out of it. I mean, the last one that we discovered was on one of the first episodes of this, and it was pretty straightforward, just a kind of a frontage road, basically. And I actually didn't follow it all the way. All right, this doesn't have a four-wheel drive only sign like the one in Colorado did. Well, let's see where it goes. These are always cool. These are cool. I didn't know these existed until I accidentally stumbled upon one because they're not marked on the map. So this could lead us anywhere. So I guess the thing is, if you're going to take an unmarked off-road path, don't be towing a trailer of volatile chemicals. Oh yeah, we are. Well, let's see where it goes. Yeah, let's check out the view here. Enjoy the road to who knows where. Nice lighting for a sunset drive through the mountains. How fast are we going? Oh, okay. It looks like we're going faster than we are. Wow. There's some straight up like mountains out here. But then, yeah, I guess, you know, we're technically driving in the direction of Arkansas. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful sights. Oh, wow. That is thumbnail worthy. Yeah, that is straight up thumbnail worthy. That's, hang on, that is, get your, yeah, photo mode worthy. Like, occasionally I'll take one of these, you know. And it's already the right time of day. I don't even have to mess with the time of day in the photo mode, you know. That is gorgeous. Yeah. That's excellent. That's just one of those really cool pictures that you like. Yeah. That's like one of those cool pictures that you occasionally see on the loading screens, you know, that someone found somewhere. And we just happen to be driving through it right at the right time of day. I guess I could have messed with the coloring or filters or something, but it really didn't need it. Yeah, this is kind of becoming a road that I'm not sure this is the trailer you'd want to take on. And, wow, right as I say that. So, careful, careful. Little Palisade section here. No big deal. Just a 70,000 pound vehicle with like 8 axles. Okay, 5. I was a little preoccupied there. That was cool. I've seen roads like that. Palisade kind of things. They are sketchy AF. And I'm not sure that you should be taking a trip like this over that. So how did that chemical truck end up at the bottom of that ravine? Well, I think some truck driver, I don't know. I was going somewhere with that, but yeah, I don't know. You know, this might be easier from inside the cab. Yeah, because I kind of almost got one wheel off that thing because I was trying to watch too much from out here. But I want to see the sights. That's a beautiful view right there. Again, that's if the trees weren't blocking, that'd be excellent for camera mode. I mean, pictures like this. I mean, geez. Wow. You know what? I was talking about going up to Washington to find good views, and geez, I mean, look at this. It's kind of dark to make a decent thumbnail or anything, but it's a pretty good picture. I don't want to change the time of day. I like the purple. Yeah. Cool little pic. Get back on the road here and see. Yeah, we need to think about finding a place to rest. Beautiful, gorgeous views over there. Road closed. Okay, so we're going left. And we rejoin the road back up here. This is awesome. So that's what happens when you find a passage. Yeah, you know, we found one in like episode, I think it was the first, maybe the second episode of this series, and I thought I followed it all the way through, but I didn't. I saw it in editing as I was watching it back that I turned back onto the road where I could have kept going. Here we have followed this truly all the way, and yeah, going to the left again. Past this guy's house. Don't worry about me, just passing through on a dirt road. Alright, is there a place to... There's a camera thing up there. I kind of like to hit those... I'd rather hit those in the daytime, but... Can we hook a right turn here? Yeah, but it's going to be... We're going to have to go really wide. I make that? I think so. That is about as close gets. Well, you see, that turn was not meant for a semi. Had I pulled up the outside camera, maybe you could have seen that turn was not made for a semi. There was no shoulder there. The rail right there was like a hard corner, so I had to take it like extra wide. I'm actually surprised in the dark I made it. I'm not exactly the world's foremost truck driver. I was kind of feeling around there. Jeez. Sharp turns. Oh, that one was my fault. I should have, well, if it was lighter, I could have seen that one better. So we had a picture of something up here that we won't be able to see. All right, and we are back during the day. I definitely cut out all that night driving. It was not worth seeing. I had the worst luck through the night, and night video, night videos it's just nothing but blackness and headlights. I did stop by the viewpoint, but you couldn't see a thing. It was all pitch black. That is like the darkest road, and it was all like 25 miles an hour, super curvy, which I'm sure would have been beautiful during the day, but at night, yeah, couldn't see a thing. And lots of fun things happened. I was, can we turn up here? Can we turn left? How do we get back on the, these are all very good questions. Huh. Oh, I don't see a way to turn left. So let's go out this way. So that part was cut out, and lots of interesting things. I had a cop following me and giving me speeding tickets. The speed limit was 25, and every time I went 1 mile and over the speed limit, he was giving me tickets. It was quite, it was not worth being in the video. So now we're back here in the daylight. So that fun little curvy road I wanted to go on, it was all at night, and it was like 200 miles with no rest stops, so there was nowhere to even rest. It was kind of, so I'll probably post that on my Patreon page. Special features for my patrons. Patreon page link should be in the description below. There's also going to be a preview video for the next farm we're doing in Farming Simulator coming up. Will be posted on Patreon as well. It's about a half hour. It should be, once I finish editing it, video preview of the farm where we'll be going to after Texas. And that is for $10 patrons and above. If you want to support the channel. So I'll probably have my night driving through there. It's not just dark and boring. It was me getting very frustrated at, okay, hey, how about that? They're letting me through. Sweet. Well, that's some good luck. So we're almost to our delivery. So I'm not sure how long that's going to make this video, because I'm probably going to have to cut out about 20 minutes. Something like that, possibly. But hey, it's daytime now. So after this, I'm kind of done with Oklahoma. There's still one viewpoint left and some deliveries I want to do here, but I have other trucks. I can come back in my own time and do those. So could start on our jaunt up to Washington now. After we deliver this, we could start on that and continue on with that in whatever I decide to call the series. Exploring the Northwest or something like that. Let's see, let's get up to our speed limit here. Yep, and we're almost here at our delivery. Yeah, that was not supposed to be all at night. I was sure there'd be a place to rest, but yeah, I guess that's one of the many things that you should check before you leave. Are there rest stops? I mean, it sounds like a silly thing to look for, but there are a couple of 200-300 mile gaps where there's simply nowhere to pull over. And I swear that you used to be able to just pull over and use your, this truck has a sleeper cab, right? I swear that you used to be able to sleep anywhere, but I think they changed that. So here's our turn for our delivery. And so after this, we'll start to head out on our next adventure. I'll start that in this video. And one thing else I want to do is I want to modify the truck just a tad. Because one thing I found, oh yes, and another fun part of that adventure, the viewpoint that I pulled over at, there was like no way out of it, and it was pitch black at night with no lights, and that was interesting. So I'm going to pull over and modify this truck. If we're going to be taking back roads, especially if we're going to be doing something at night, this truck needs more lights because I could not see anything. This truck has no reverse lights on it. I'm going to get some lights in the back of the cab. So come with me to a repair shop after this, and we'll do a couple upgrades in the truck and get some lights on the back of the cab back there. Hopefully there's one in town here that we can hit, and I figure go west through Texas, and then we'll go from there. I'll see once I get to setting the route. Yeah, so today's video is kind of, yeah, it's a little wonky, but I'm putting as much scenery and adventure in here as I can. Alright, let's see where they want the trailer. Up there. Alright, we did one like this in a recent video, I believe. Yeah, actually it looked just like this. Oh, it was this same place, that's why. I believe it was Idabel. We did a delivery to Idabel. Yeah, I bet it was, and I was like, wow, it looked just like this place. It was this place, yeah. And it wasn't that bad. And it was the same truck, was it not? I believe it was. So this should be easy peasy. Straighten out a little bit and hook it slightly to the left. No. I wasn't looking behind me. I want to hook it to the right. Let's see if I can get it over to the right a little bit. That should be enough to work with. No, it's not. Yeah, I needed to. I need more room on this side. There we go. As long as we don't hit those tanks, as long as I don't turn my wheel past there, we should be good. I can turn my wheel about that far until we clear the tanks. Alright, now we can crank it. But not too much. Easy peasy, I say. A little off center here, but I think it'll work. Yep, that is good enough for me because I had a heck of a trip. There we go. All right. So from here, we're gonna hit a shop. I need some lights in the back of the truck. Let's go down there and I'll show you some of the options. Yeah, there's that. That's kind of why I wanted this in this video before we start on our trip to Washington, and I'll show you some of the options that we can do on this particular Freightshaker Cascadia. It has, needless to say, a lot more modification options than your standard in-game Cascadia. Yeah, that's a serious understatement. This has a lot of options. I'll just be putting some reverse lights on it. This truck seriously has none. This truck is scary to back up. In the dark, it's just you're backing up into the complete void, the maw of darkness. All right, here we are at the service place. It didn't look like the right turn, but it was. But I turned around and came in here. So let's get in here and see what kind of lights we have, what kind of options we have for lights. Get my mouse here. You know, I'm going to move my mouse over to the right-hand side so I can use it better. All right, truck configurator. This truck has a few more options than the in-game Cascadia. Just a couple. We should have options to put. Is that why it doesn't have any? Maybe, well, I mean, this is like version 1 of the truck, so, well, that would be, maybe there's an option to put them on headache rack. Not compatible with, well, let's see, probably the connectors. Yeah, I just had to move the connectors. So that has lights on it. Yeah, probably because this is version 1 of the truck. It doesn't have any lights yet. Oh, it's just a chassis cover. Well, honestly, this is better than nothing. Yeah, this truck lacks some options. So maybe it's not the best truck to take sightseeing. See, I think One thing I like about this truck, let's actually cancel this out. One thing I like about this truck is it has the charm of like, yeah, a normal modern truck, and that, for me anyway, with the theme I've gone with this truck, that headache rack looked a little out of place. And there's no options for lights. So, for our trip, I think perhaps something better. And I just set it up. It's mostly set up, and I haven't driven it yet. So, we'll get this truck ready, and we'll take this truck on our trip, perhaps. All right, so perhaps this truck. And yeah, we got a little bed. This is great for a road trip. No frills, just actually a pretty decent sized bed. And everything we need here. And yeah, so I just set this truck up. Haven't driven it yet. In fact, I kind of didn't set, I didn't choose chassis or engine for it yet. It just has the default ones in it because I forgot to do that. I just set the truck up and didn't do anything with it. I spent like 2 hours customizing this thing exactly how I wanted it. This thing, I think, could be good for a long haul trip across America. Yes, you see, the Cascadia, it does have the look of more like a common truck that you would see on the road. This, when I see this looks like a classic long haul truck. I guess that's kind of the motif I was going for when I set it up. There's so many options on this truck, so many hundreds of options. I spent a couple hours doing this, and I went with, no arrows. I went to the sleek, flat top, no arrows. I even debated if I should put the cab lights on it or not. I wanted like some kind of like demon truck you'd see in the inside cover of a Rob Zombie album or something. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted something like really sleek and hot roddy looking, but not like overly custom. You know, not something that would belong at a truck show either, but something you might see, one of those ones you see at a truck stop with a ton of accessories in it or something, like a realistic one that you would see at like a truck stop or something. Not a show truck. Those aren't my style. And so that's kind of where this thing came from, kind of a marriage of truck stop customs and long haul trucking. And that is our Freightliner here in a nutshell. So I think this would be great to take on a long road trip. It's definitely got more lights on it. We should be able to see where we're going with this one. Look, the Cascadia is fine. You can see where you're going as long as you're going forward. Oh, here. Oh, yeah. See, that's right. I was looking at the back lights and they're all red, but then I see, oh no, I have an LED bar there at the top. Sweetness. So this is going to be our road trip truck to Washington. I just can't stop looking at it. It's very pretty. I haven't driven it yet. It's got 0 miles. So we'll be packing this truck up, and let's see, where are we at? So where are we starting from then? Flagstaff. That's my home garage. So we'll be starting here, and maybe I might move somewhere where we haven't, or I haven't been. Wow, I've not been in this whole part of I-10. Apparently not. Well, there's lots of places I haven't been. I'll figure that out for the next episode, and we'll be going. When you get up here into Oregon and Washington, there's lots of places to see, I'm sure. And that's what I want to find out. See, Washington is always the destination, and it's never really a place you go through. Washington is not on the way to anywhere. So yeah, there's a lot that you're not going to see. It's just it's point A to point B through there. So that'll be interesting. And we'll be taking the black Freightliner. Yeah. All right, enough gawking at the truck. I love the look of this thing. It is cool. All right. Guys, thanks so much for watching. That concludes, obviously, yes, that was the last episode of our tour through Oklahoma, because that was really pretty much it. That was 9 out of 10 viewpoints. There's still some deliveries I want to do there, but yeah, thank you for watching a tour through Oklahoma. We're going to kick off a new series, and I guess we'll be driving, we'll be driving this truck. I'm trying to think if I want to switch it up or have different trucks throughout it. No, I think it'd be best if we just kept it in one truck. This is a great road trip truck. I think so. It's set up. It's not too custom on the inside. It's not as custom as my other Freightliner. It's kind of nice and cozy, and it doesn't have the super long cab. It's just got enough to have like a kind of a double-sized bed. It's a little bigger than a twin. We got like a real-sized bed back here, which is cool. Anyway, enough on that. And I like that flag. I can't recall ever seeing that flag before. Well, but it's in this truck. Yeah, I don't recall ever having seen it. Well, got it for this one. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Comment below and leave your input, and if you like the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. I try to post American Truck Simulator videos every third day. It's kind of been the schedule lately. And with mostly, 2 out of 3 videos, I've been Farming Simulator, and I post this every third day. It's kind of how it's been going. So I'll see you in a couple days, and we embark for Washington in the Black Freightliner. Thanks all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.